Hey, everybody! I appreciate everybody coming. It's crazy to see how far we've come, and I'm so excited to show you all what we've been building, what we are building with Mpruv Sports and Mpruv Golf. Everybody that's on Zoom, I appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to listen in tonight. Everybody here, I know it's families and other things that take priority, so we really appreciate everybody being here. So we're going to kick off and talk a little bit about kind of the journey of what we are, what we're doing, where we've come from. I'll talk to you a little bit about the business itself, the problems we're solving in the market, and then, really where we're looking to go. And obviously we're here with you guys, hoping for your help to be a part of this journey with us in any capacity possible. So I'll start out. I've got a little video that Tyler put together that I'm going to show, and then we'll go through a presentation talking about the company itself, about, our traction in the market, where we perceive the total market value. Then we'll actually go into a demo of the product itself, show you how we're planning to put the tools in the hands of the players and the coaches to get lessons to grow their business. Then at the end, we'll talk about the investment opportunity. Again, there's no obligation for anybody to invest. We're really just here to show you guys what we're building, and obviously take as many people with us on this trip as possible. So at the end, we'll hold the Q&A session and go through all the questions. So we're going to kick it off here with just a little video. And everybody can hear me here, right? Everybody on the Zoom can hear me all right, I'm assuming? Great. Hi, my name is Mark Lukenbill, founder and CEO of Mpruv Sports and Mpruv Golf.
Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from Mpruv Sports. I am the technical lead and a co-founder of the company.
Hi, my name is Tyler Ring, Head of Strategy at Mpruv Sports and Mpruv Golf.
Hi there, my name is Hamza and I work on the business and finance strategies at Mpruv Sports.
Hello, my name is Anda Do. I'm the Head of Coaching Strategies.
Hey everybody, my name is Tyler Tietzen, and I'm the Head of Marketing here at Mpruv Golf.
We're building the first ever on-demand golf lesson booking application. We allow anybody to participate as a player, anybody to participate as a coach.
As a single-digit handicap, I look forward to utilizing the app and social network to help others improve their game while also moving closer to the ever-elusive scratch handicap we all desire.
As a high school state champion golfer and an avid scratch golfer, I bring a unique and broad understanding of the game of golf to Mpruv. I also provide a window for our customers to give feedback so that we can make sure we are giving the Mpruv community a service that they feel is useful.
Build profiles, offer your services, social networking features that grow your group of individuals that you play with. We're very excited to launch the application to get more people involved in the game, to promote inclusion and diversity.
When I go to a golf course, there's not many diversity or minorities pursuing the sport, because it all starts with how you're coached, how you're given resources.
Very excited to be part of a team that is making a sport like golf and others down the road more social and inclusive for all of us to teach and make more income and learn how to play affordably.
I'm also announcing that we are releasing a few other platforms for other sports in the coming year.
As we launch additional applications underneath the Mpruv Sports umbrella, we're going to bring that same value set to every other sport on the market. Thanks again. All right. So as the video alluded to, we'll talk today about our first product, which is Mpruv Golf. But really, the way that we've built the tech is scalable for every sport. So what we'll, again, go through today is Mpruv Golf, but you hear me mention other sports that we have coming down the pipe. And again, the way that Mo has built, Mo and team has built the technology is we can skin this to any other sport within a matter of weeks. So We look to launch Mpruv tennis later this year, potentially Mpruv volleyball and softball coming down the pipe as well in early 2024. So I really want to talk about our mission and why we're doing this. We started out to find a way to connect how consumers want to buy right now to the availability for instruction and improvement in their respective sport. So really it's about meeting customers where they are, right? Bringing the games, bringing the sport, bringing golf, bringing volleyball, softball to where and how a consumer wants to buy. We're all very impulse-driven individuals right now. That doesn't exist in this market. So our first product, our first lead-in for how we're doing the on-demand sports application marketplace is with Mpruv Golf. We started the Mpruv Golf product about 1.5 years ago, and it's an interesting story. I'd like to share how it kind of came about and talk about my amazing wife over there. It was about 1.5 years ago, and a friend of mine was getting married, and she said, "Why don't you guys?" We always play golf for every bachelor party. Anybody that's ever gotten married in our friend group, the bachelor party is golf. She's like, "Well, why don't you guys go find a group of girls to caddy for you?" Like, well, that sounds interesting. It might be fun, right? So I go online, I try to research a way to find that. It doesn't exist. And then from there, it created rabbit holes. Like, I'm like, okay, well, how do I even get a caddy? Tyler is on the strategy team here at Mpruv. Uncle has a timeshare down at Diamante, which we go yearly to play golf. And when we go down there, there's always caddies. And it's an amazing experience. You have somebody that knows the course, that knows the shots, the greens. It just makes the experience so much more fun. And I'm like, why don't we have that here, right? So then I started digging into, why aren't caddies here? How do I get a caddy if I want to go play golf? Then it spun out into like, what about a lesson? What if I just want to learn or improve my game? How do I do it? And what we found is that there's a really big gap in the way that people want to look for lessons versus what's available. For now, there's no access to anything on demand. It's calling courses, finding professionals, trying to fit into their schedule, which honestly, we did the experiment in the very beginning. Colby here at Falcon, other courses, they're 1 month to 2 months out before they even have freedom or availability. And then who knows, I mean, things change on a daily basis. It's hard for somebody to commit to wanting to do something or pay for a service that far in advance, especially with how driven the individual and the consumers are right now. And the fact that I had mentioned earlier that we are all very much impulse-driven people. I might want a golf lesson after a bad round, but that might be a fleeting feeling, right? That might change a week from now, a month from now, whenever the actual first available lesson is. And so what we needed to do was bring a way to let that individual access and monetize right there. Like, how can I schedule it right now, right? And it's for both parties. One, it's for benefit of the player itself, and two, benefit of the coach. Like Colby and all these other pros that we talked to in the initial beginning have a hard time keeping track of a calendar, managing customers and promoting themselves to, one, get more people out to sell their service as, but two, it's really about cancellations and how do I manage a dynamic calendar. So all these different challenges we saw in the market. And then obviously, we saw a ton in the social networking feature, reaching out on Facebook and all these other platforms that exist, looking for lessons. But as we know, this is the golf swing is very unique and very tailored to each individual person. So what we decided to do was to build a marketplace where people can access this on demand. So two different perspectives here. One, from a coach's side, they can create a profile, they can promote social content, upload videos, swing tips, they can define their rates, they can bid on lesson requests, they can manage a dynamic calendar, promote unique cancellation terms. So if somebody comes and they cancel last minute, hey, we're only going to refund 85% of your initial lesson rate. Creating more of that, that full service feature, like them being able to, account for everything that's booked on their schedules. And from a player's perspective, it was facilitating that need for on-demand access to it, right? Like, I want a lesson right now. I want to book it right now. I want to be able to do it. So giving them at their fingertips, not only just for a lesson, but being able to tailor it to their specific criteria. Like, I want to focus on chipping. I want to focus on putting. I want to do it Friday at 4:00 because that's the only time that I have available. And then sending a request out to all the coaches in the Kansas City area and allowing them to bid on it, right? Cost control, schedule control. And then there's a golf course strategy. So one thing that we haven't talked about yet to this point, which we'll get a little bit further into the pitch deck, is like, how do we get up-to-date course information as well, right? Like, if I want to book a tee time at Falcon, but I don't want to pay $70 and show up and find out the greens have punched the day before. So we're trying to solve all these challenges through what we've built with the Mpruv Golf application itself. So we'll talk a little bit about the market itself. The global sports industry is about a $615 billion industry. Our first lead into the market is the golf industry itself, which comes in about $84 billion. We call that our service addressable market. Our serviceable attainable market, which we're planning to capture over the next 3 years, is 1% of that market. And if we can get 1% of that market, that's $840 million of serviceable revenue that we can go after. 1% of the golf market. Now, again, what we're talking about is just the golf product. What we're doing is applicable for every other sport that exists. Our target audience, which I mentioned before, we have coaches now.
Chicken enchiladas in the freezer out there for you guys to cook for dinner. I don't know how long it takes, so.
What's that? Hang on one second. We're gonna mute the folks here. No, it doesn't sound like we need to anymore. So we'll just go back to it. So we have 3 different targets into this. We have the coaches, we have the players, and the courses. So I want to spend a little time on coaches. So our idea is to allow folks like Colby, folks like Trey over at Dubs, all these other pros, a way to manage a calendar, to be dynamic, to promote their services, to grow their books of business respectively, but also allow anybody else to coach, right? There's an aspect of the market right now, a little bit of like, call it like a fear. A new player wants to come out, but maybe they're intimidated by coming to a course and asking a professional for lessons or paying the higher rates of certified PGA professionals. We allow anybody to be a coach. Anybody on the platform can build a profile, offer their services as a coach, and it's all done through profiles, right? So it's up to them to build marketing content, to promote their services through the app, to say, hey, this is why I'm a benefit to you, and bid and say, listen, I might not be PGA certified, but I could teach you course etiquette. I could teach you new player fundamentals. I can accomplish what your goals are. And respectively in the app, the players define what those goals and those unique criteria are. So whenever they're putting a new lesson request out, if they're a new player, they specify new player. And maybe they don't have to pay $200 to come to a course and get Colby to give them a lesson. Maybe they can find somebody that fits within their comfortability scale, somebody they feel confident enough to come to and, again, teach them the basic fundamentals of the game itself. And then from the course aspect, all of what we do is free for the courses, right? The only way that we make money is through a small transaction fee when the lesson concludes. So we want courses to be able to offer up-to-date information on what's going on there at that time. So Todd, I know you're here. I want people to know what the verification schedule is here. I want people to know what the course conditions are this day. People that are outside of the membership group that want to spend the money to come here. We want to drive additional revenue to these courses, but we've all been in that scenario where we booked a tee time at a course, we paid $80 and they punched the green the day before. We can't do anything about it, but have a bad experience, right? We want to prevent that. How can we give as much information as possible to the consumer? Again, allows them to stay in the app, and then again, drive revenue to the coaching feature. So our traction so far, we've got, and these numbers are a little outdated, we've probably got 30 or 40 committed beta coaches, people that are going to build platforms to be coaches in the platform. We've got over 100 customers, our players. We've got course endorsements. We've met with several courses in the Kansas City area that are like, hey, we love this. We're more than happy to pay the transaction fee. We'll promote you on our GPSs, allow you to offer marketing material at our courses, all set for our launch in February of this year. So next month, we are officially launching at the golf show here in Kansas City. We have a full premier platinum sponsorship package where we've got full corner booth. I've got a main stage demo where I'm actually going to show the application on Saturday, about a 20-minute presentation of the app itself, QR codes throughout the golf course. And then we're also offering anybody that comes to our booth and shows proof of download of free swing lessons. We'll have coaches on staff throughout the entire show to offer those swing evaluations for anybody that's downloaded the app. So our business model, and we talked a little bit about this. So how we make money, we charge an 8% transaction fee on lesson. So for instance, we use the example of a coach charges $100 for an hour lesson. They go out, they do the lesson with the student. As soon as the student books the lesson, we take the $100 away from the student into our account. And then once the lesson is complete, we pay the coach out less the 8%. So in that scenario, we pay the coach out $92 once the lesson is complete. Before coach or student can move on, there's the rating. We make it mandatory. We want people to provide feedback. So that way people can understand, the people that they're doing business with, since this is a user-to-user application. We are offering the service a little bit later. We're thinking about launching this around March, typically, which is a premium coach feature. So in the application, we're allowing, which is the only subscription that we're offering, coaches a chance to become what we call premium coaches. So if you're a premium coach inside the app, you pay us a $5.99 a month subscription fee. And what that allows the coach to do is become the first on the search feature, which we'll show you in the demo. When a player's looking for coaches or looking for times, all the premium coaches filter to the top. Same on the lesson request. If somebody requests a lesson, the premium coaches' lessons show up first. So it's an additional value add for people that are, one, trying to build a book of business as a new coach, or two, just promote their service inside the app. Additionally, we have a merchandising arm that's going to be built over the next couple of months. Everybody on the call, this is the logo. We want a brand, right? We want coaches to be able to, one, buy merchandise if they want, hats, polos, to show up, almost like a branding for them to promote themselves, to the social content, right? So they'll take videos of the lesson themselves wearing Mpruv gear and, hey, I'm an Mpruv coach. But with that, we're also going to develop a loyalty program. So, hey, if you give 10 lessons at 5 stars each, we're going to send you a free hat and a polo. Right? We want people in the app, engaged, using the app, and then rewarded for the time. And then later down the road, we're going to do in-app ads. Another thing with the loyalty program we were thinking about is accumulating points. So for the course, if their pro books 5 lessons, they get a certain amount of points. They can redeem that for an ad, promote an event that they have coming up within the app that would show as a banner on the bottom. Perfect. So our growth forecast, again, we talked a little bit about this. Right now, what we want to do with people on this call, officially after this call, is launch the beta. So why we're all here, why everybody's here, and why everybody's on the phone is we want to physically launch the beta application itself. We want people, we want your input, to download the app, to use it, to say, hey, this is what I like about it, this is what I don't like about it, this is how I think it could scale. Give us that feedback before we officially launch next month golf show. When we launch at the golf show, our obviously goal from February to December is try to reach around 33,000 users in the platform. We've got a great go-to-market strategy, which I'll get into here in just a little bit. And then I say, I'm a little ambitious. I say we start working on products a little bit sooner than that, but the financial forecasting says we wait until January 2024 to introduce like Mpruv Tennis or Mpruv Volleyball. Hopefully I can move those timelines up a little bit. But as you saw on the previous slide, which I didn't even call out, our year 3 revenue projection is $6.7 million. And that's minimal overhead, and that's just with golf. Like, we haven't even talked about introducing the other products yet, and we're already at $6.5 million plus $6.5 million in projected revenue by year 3, based on just the transaction model, without the merchandising and without the in-app ads. Perfect. So I've got our business and financial advisor Hamza on the call. He's going to go through a little bit more of our key financial indicators for anybody that's interested.
Great.
And hang on, before we get into that. We have a really detailed financial projection. If anybody's interested in investing, we can set up a one-off call and really dive into the financials a lot more than just the projections that we have right here. Go ahead.
Thank you. I will not take much of your time, and I'll squeeze in quickly to first of all say how proud I am actually of Mark and the long way that we have come in this past couple of months with this passion and drive. So I'm Hamza, as Mark mentioned, and I work on the financial side. And I'm going to share 3 main indicators to plant that investment idea in your minds and show you how Mpruv Sports is the next big thing. So based on our extensive market research and the vast experience that Mark, the team, and every stakeholder we came across, we project our customer acquisition cost, which refers to the resources and the costs incurred to acquire an additional customer, to start at a relatively high point at $2.21 per customer. This is mainly due to the campaigns that are and will continue to run, the partnerships that will be in place, promotion, and other investments that we will put into the awareness and spread of the application. But this cost will quickly and greatly be reduced as we onboard more players and coaches and roll out new sports, which will create that network effect where if a customer joins the platform to play golf, but then goes on to use it for other sports, that cost will be spread out, creating what is known as economies of scale. So over the 5 years, as you see, we see the CAC, or cost of customer acquisition cost, going down to around 13 cents per customer. And we will continue to optimize our costs through referral and rewards programs to tap into word of mouth benefits, as Mark alluded to. Reducing this cost will contribute to our profitability. So being a SaaS solution means that we incur the bulk of the cost up front, and then we continue to optimize for greater profit margins down the road. We expect to begin with about 54% gross margin in year 1. Then with the targeted features that will be developed closely with you, our customers, and our stakeholders, we will almost eliminate waste and maximize our profit. And by waste here, I mean spending days and months building and perfecting features only to deter users or end up not adding value to them. And by doing so, our gross margins will continue to grow year over year to reach the upper levels of 80%, which will allow us to invest in our product and infrastructure to divert enough resources towards scalability. And these two previous indicators are important, very important in nature, but we look at them in tandem because they help me take the conversation back to the investment potential. With the previous financial projections, Mpruv Sports will reach profitability within four months of operations, with our solid plan to acquire more customers month over month and create a platform that has diverse revenue streams to increase its financial stability, as Mark just mentioned a second ago. So I do want to pass the mic back to Mark with one last note. These numbers are also an invitation from all of us at Mpruv Sports to approach us and have these conversations that might help you make that investment decision. We're happy to structure calls and meetings to further share insights about our work. But for the purposes of today's event and to avoid boring you with numbers, I'll keep it light. And thank you all for being here, witnessing what I honestly believe is the next big thing in sports tech. Mark, we're all yours, and we're happy to answer any questions in that regard.
Thanks, Hamza. So for the folks here, I know it was kind of a little hard to hear them. Basically, what we're projecting here is a really high gross margin. It's kind of nuts to think about, but once we have the tech built, there's very low overhead for what we're doing. And essentially, we're going to take that overhead and staff appropriately. Customer success, technical service, right? We want the user experience to be number one inside the application, and that's where a majority of our overhead will come in. Perfect. I want to talk about our go-to-market strategy. How are we going to get Mpruv out, right? So we have these pods that we've developed, which we call target market areas. You can see Phoenix, Scottsdale, Southern California, Austin, Chicago, Florida, big area, big golf areas, right? What we're going to do is exactly what we're going to beta test here in Kansas City over the next 2 months. So we're going to attend the golf shows. We're going to, like we're doing here in February, hold premier platinum sponsorships, do presentations, offer lessons with downloads, proof of download. And then Ann, who's our head of coaching, is on the call right now, is putting together a template for a coaching seminar. So what we're going to do is drop these coaching seminars at each major course inside these target pods, these target demographics. We're going to pay Mpruv branded coaches for their time for a day, right? Market the hell out of it and say, hey, come out to this course this time between 12 and 5 and get a free lesson. And we'll pay the coaches for their time. Anybody can come out, learn how to play the game, improve the game, get a putting lesson. There's a big youth aspect. We're working on a partnership right now with Snag Golf, which is youth size clubs, oversized, really kind of trying to teach young people, give them an introduction to the game. And that's going to be a big part of the seminars themselves. We're going to work to launch an ambassador program as well. So high impact social media, social influencers that are coaches or trying to build a brand in the coaching side of golf. We are going to offer them the premium service for free as long as they're promoting Mpruv on their social channels to help grow awareness in these pods, and then really double down on search engine optimization, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all these ads. And then really it comes down to the courses, right? So what we've done here in Kansas City is proven the fact that courses can benefit from having an app like this. There's no risk, it's free, right? I mean, the only monetization from our side is the transaction fee from their courses or from their coaches when they give a lesson, but the disorganization that exists in the market right now is well worth the 8% for them to have their coaches manage their day and their calendar underneath Mpruv. So they're going to be our biggest cheerleaders. We're going to put our QR codes up in the locker room. We're going to host tournaments or sponsor tournaments that they have, and really try to develop a presence, much like we've built here in Kansas City, in these target markets over the course of 2023. And then, as we mentioned before, a referral and rewards program within the application. So competition. So this is a really interesting one. When we first started this journey about 1.5 years ago, right? As with any idea, you think it's a great idea, but you got to figure out if it exists, right? Like everybody's thought of everything 20 times. So we actually employed KU's Innovation Center to do a market research study for us and we go out in the market and say, hey, what exists comparable to what we're trying to solve? And much to our surprise, they came back and said nothing. Like there is no platform that exists for instant on-demand lessons in sports education right now. There are virtual feeds, which companies like Skillest, Golf Live, Me and My Golf, these other products that exist in the market, and how their business model works is that you take a video of your swing, you upload it to them, you pay their coach for their time, and their coach critiques your video, sends it back to you with comments, feedbacks, lines, drawings, whatever the case may be. As we all know, the golf swing is so unique to every individual. Camera angles are different, right? Like if I'm taking a video from behind, does that really give me the full picture of where I'm tucking my elbow and my shoulder in, right? It doesn't. So it doesn't work. Everybody is so unique in their own swing that having virtual lessons, yeah, it facilitates, because there's nothing that exists right now aside from, traveling course to course asking for schedules. So, it has a place. And then we have Golf Tech. So Golf Tech actually has a little presence here in Kansas City. Tyler on the team here has actually gone through the golf lesson process at Golf Tech. And the problem with it is it goes back to, it's not how consumers want to buy. You have to commit to a large lesson package up front. It's thousands of dollars. You don't know which coach you're going to get. You don't know if there's a style fit or anything that compromises the way that you want to learn. And we looked at golf course professionals in the beginning as competition, but really they're not. I mean, they're potential users inside the platform. Right now, we want to take Mpruv and allow them to grow their business better than what they're doing right now. And then as everybody sees social content, which is the free side, everybody flocking to YouTube, Facebook. Hey, somebody help me out. Somebody give me some critiques on what I'm doing wrong here. So that being said, with KU's help and obviously all the market research that we've done, just validated further the market fit for what we're building here at Mpruv. So each individual on the team, you had a chance to meet everybody through the video. We each bring a unique value set to how we're going to accomplish the goals that we've set forth over this year and the next few post that. I've played golf since I was a kid. I've been in supply chain tech my entire career, helping companies in the transportation industry build and incubate new technology solutions. Mo's a technical co-founder of a lot of different companies right now. He's building our entire back end. Tyler, Ann on the call. Hamza has a unique perspective that's going to, mash together and help us really achieve our goals over the next couple of years. So before we go to what the actual ask is, I think the cool part is everybody wants to see the product, right? I want to see the product. Everybody wants to see the product. All right, so I'm going to narrate this. So here's the home screen of the app. Log in. Your home page is very configurable. You're going to have your chats, people that you're communicating with in the platform shown up front. You're going to have your new lesson button up top. You're going to have courses around you. We default the venues near me so that way you can see any courses that are around you. You have a feed. The activity feed's great. So the feed's where all the coaches come in to promote themselves, right? So any coach that you follow can come into the feed. They can post videos about, hey, this is what I've been doing. Here's a lesson I give. Here's a swing tip for you, a way for them to promote themselves inside the application itself. And then anybody that you follow, any social content, interactions, commenting, whatever videos play right in the feed, very similar to most of the social applications that exist. From the courses perspective, you can search through every course that's around you. Hey, I want to check out some more information around Sunflower. Like, hey, what's their maintenance hours? What's their course conditions for the day? Are they cart path only? What's the pin placement? What's the stimp rating? When's their airification schedule? Again, this is information that we allow the courses to publish on a daily basis. If they want to go in and update this information, they can, right?
They can also post jobs or events too.
Yeah, events, jobs.
If there is any tournaments going on in that particular venue, they can post it and you can see it.
Yep. And then you'll see anybody that's affiliated with the course too. So if hey, I only want to get a lesson at Falcon, I can go onto Falcon's page and see anybody that's affiliated with Falcon. And I recorded this earlier, so I forgot where I go next. I think I go into new lesson. Yeah, so actually booking a lesson. So you have 3 different options. You have range, you have play. If you click play, it's going to prompt you to, hey, make sure you call out. Let me pause it right there. I think that's an important feature to talk about. So if you click play, we're going to prompt you to say, hey, make sure you reach out to the venue directly to book a tee time. So this is phase 1 of the application. In phase 2, we have a tee time integration strategy. It's actually going to allow players to book tee times directly through the application themselves. We're either going to web connect or web service connect with their current tee time booking system. We have calls out to Chrono Golf and these others that manage their calendars. And that's a strategy that's coming either later this year in later phases as we further develop the application itself. And then we have the virtual option. So the virtual option, as unfortunate as it is, sometimes there's not coaches around and you need to, you want to have a phone consultation or whatever the case may be. You want to allow anything and everything inside the application itself. So next from here, you pick your area of focus. What do I want to focus on when I'm getting the lesson? Shot shaping, mid irons, chipping, club fitting, whatever the case may be. And then we have a dynamic scheduling feature. So at this point, it's like, hey, I know I want to do it Thursday, but maybe I've got open spots Thursday from noon to 1 and from 2 to 3 and then from 6 to 7. So you can add all these different blocks in here to send out to a group of coaches to let them know, hey, I have all these different options available. Let me know what you have, and then I'll decide what fits best with my schedule. So we make scheduling dynamic and easy. And then from here, the player has an option to enter a max price. It's completely optional. What if they say, hey, this is a bid system. So what you're going to see right now is an instant request that goes out to every single coach that has any of these unique criteria built into their profile. And at this point, it's like, hey, I don't want to pay more than $50. And then they're going to go out to the market, and the coaches are going to see it. And if nobody responds, then maybe, you get rid of that. Maybe you got to, up your thinking a little bit, but it's an option for the player to have complete control over how they book it. And then from there, they can select multiple venues. They can filter by distance. They can say, hey, it could either be at Falcon, it could be at Dubs, it could be at any one of these, right? So the more options available goes out to the coach, or you can get as specific as possible if you want. Hey, I only want to do it at Falcon at 4 o'clock. That is the information that will go out to the request for the coaches. At that point, you see here on the thing, it says request has gone out to all the coaches. In your lessons tab, you'll be able to see as coaches bid back, you'll be able to see their profiles, ratings, all that information as well. But it's going to auto default you to coaches that fit your criteria and show you like premier coaches, premium coaches, as you see right here, the little crown on the top. Hey, while you're waiting for responses, Jess Freeman right here specializes in 2 of the 3 things that you've put. Maybe you want to go to their profile, view their calendar, and see if they have open spots. And as you can see, we capture a ton of information like rating, what's their hourly rate, age, handicap. Again, anybody can be a coach in here. We have obviously designations for being PGA certified or being affiliated with the course. So from there, you can go into your upcoming, you can see booked lessons, requested lessons. You can click into each of them, see the coach, see their specialties. On the requesting side, all the bids that you've gotten back from all the coaches, what the rates are, and then choose and execute from there. And yeah, the coach's profile, again, building, oh yeah, so here's a cool one. So each individual coach, so what we found by talking to a lot of coaches that are in the market, prospective coaches, that the challenge that they face is that you'll have a player that says, hey, I want a lesson at 3 o'clock on Friday. And the coach is there, he's waiting, he's got the sticks out, he's got the TrackMan set up, and the guy texts him at 2:58 and says, hey, I'm not going to make it, right? At that point, he's lost that entire time, because he only gets paid for the execution of the lesson itself. So we allow our coaches to implement unique cancellation policies. So if they can, then our algorithm is built in to say, hey, if you cancel on me within 2 hours, within 24 hours, you're only getting back X amount of dollars. We allow our coaches, again, the flexibility to do that. And then chat with them directly. You can see their ratings and reviews. And then the preferred player. So we didn't even talk much about this, and I've been talking a lot, so I'm surprised I haven't mentioned it. From the player's perspective, we allow them to build to the other side of it. Yeah, golf lesson booking is great. Where we're going to keep players in the application is the social side. So the feed, everything there is to know about golf, everything that you want to see about golf, funny memes, videos, whatever the case may be, but it's about building preferred players too. So we see a ton of individuals at this course and tons of courses all over Kansas City that want to find people to play with, right? They're new to the game. Maybe they're new to the area. They want to come like, I love Falcon's course, but I don't like playing by myself. And so we allow people to build preferred players, a preferred player network inside the application. Say, hey, do you have an Mpruv account? What's your username? Add them as a preferred player. And then eventually when the tee time's done over the next couple of months, we'll say, hey, 2 of your preferred players have a tee time at Falcon at 2:30. Do you want to join? And then the strategy helps the courses sell those unused tee times by allowing people to pair up with other individuals inside the application themselves. Perfect. So I think now we're going to go to the coaching side of the app itself. I forgot I just recorded this morning, so I forget where I'm going next.
Yeah, it's going to be the coach.
Yeah. Maybe.
So this is still the student.
Yeah, it's still the student side.
Yeah. As you can see, you got the notification as a coach.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to log in as a coach now and show you what coaches see. And again, anybody can coach. Hey, if I want to make $50 on a Thursday and teach somebody the fundamentals of course etiquette, like why not, right? Better than delivering for DoorDash. So here your home screen's very similar but different. You'll see all your chats, you'll see your requests coming up. These are people that are requesting for bids, any lessons that you have scheduled, same with the feed. You can click into each one of these different fields. On the request is where you'll go in and you'll actually bid back. You'll see all the information that the students presented for. This is what I want to focus on. This is the time, this is the date. Anytime I can facilitate it, I'll come back in and I'll place my bid, right? So then from there, if I want to look at my upcoming lessons, we'll highlight any days that you have an upcoming lesson. Like for instance, this one on Friday, you'll be able to click into it, prepare yourself, know what you need to focus on for the lesson. From here, you can set up your schedule, your payment methods, upload videos, view your previous lessons. I'm going to go back here a little bit. So this one's interesting. So what we're working towards developing out a little bit further is the previous lessons. So what we want to track is the progression of individuals that utilize a coach long-term. So right now we store the data on previous lessons, but again, for phase 2 and Mo, we're always building. We're always building. What we have right now, we've done a lot of work into, but there's still so much more that we want to do inside the app. And the previous lesson side is one of it, because I want our coaches to be able to track the progression of their students and say, I did that. I helped this guy get here, right? He started out as a 15 handicap. He's playing at an 8.5 right now. And here's the video content from all the lessons that we've done through Mpruv, all stored within the application itself. Yeah, and then updating your profile. We've kind of gone through a lot of this. Being able to add social links too. So if you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you can add those directly and people can come in and book you. So that's a high level of the app itself. Again, we are set out to release the beta today. If anybody wants it tomorrow, you reach out to us. We have a QR code at the end of the presentation that anybody can scan if you're interested in investing or in downloading the app. Again, there's no obligation for anybody to invest, but where we are right now, I've been able to bootstrap the entire company to this point with Mo's help, obviously. We're set to launch next month, but what we need to do is we need to resource up, right? We've got to put this thing in other markets. We've got to make sure that we're staffed appropriately to help with people that have customer service issues, technical issues. We really got to double down on the marketing. We got to staff appropriately, and we really want to get to 150,000. Our goal financially is 33,000 by the end of the year, but I think that we can get to 150,000. That's the salesman in me. We got that lofty goal, right? And then we really want to start working on these next products. We have a really strong financial projection for just golf, but imagine if we have tennis out in the market, volleyball, softball, all these other products at the same time. I mean, that just escalates that number up. So we're holding a pre-seed round, which is what everybody, again, no obligation, but what we are here today for is to let you know about the round. It's a friends and family round. So what we're doing, we have a goal of 500,000 that we're trying to raise. We're offering anybody that wants to invest in the company what's called a safe note. So essentially what that means is that we will give anybody at this stage a 30% discount on shares. So what's going to happen is over the course of the next year and a half, we'll have an 18-month runway with this 500,000 that we plan, our financial projections have. Within that time, we're going to start securing what we call institutional investment. So once we get institutional investment, which is venture capital investment, accredited investment, whatever the case may be, they'll put a valuation on the company and assign a share price. Once that happens, anybody who has invested at this round underneath the safe note, your shares will convert at 70% of that share price. So anybody that invests today, you get a 30% discount. What that means, in the example of you invest $5,000 right now, 10,000, whatever the case may be, we get an institutional investor a year from now. They value the company. They say your share price is worth $1. That 10,000 you invested then converts to shares at 70 cents versus $1. And then at that point, you can choose to do whatever you want with them. No obligation for anybody. We're excited just to share the product out to the market. If you do want to invest or learn more, here's a QR code. Feel free to download it. The one on the table doesn't work apparently, but this one does. And it's just a form too. Like if you don't want to invest, then just, you want to get access to the beta version. Here's where you'll fill out some information on that as well. So I've talked a lot. I know it's a lot. I appreciate you all being, patient with me on the Q&As. I know that everybody has a lot of questions. So we'll start with the folks here and then we'll move to Zoom here. So anybody wants to start? Anybody have questions? Hey, Dan. How are you, man? Yeah, so in the initial phases of it, anybody can sign up as a coach, right? And then the onus is on the player to determine which coach they want to go with. The idea of the rating and review system is that if you did have a bad experience with Todd, before Todd can move on, he has to rate you. So the idea is say, hey, he didn't fit with me, or he showed up, he didn't know anything about golf, and our ability to weed people out is that for now. And we do have a verification process through Stripe, so no bots can sign up. You're actually going to get individuals, but on demand, peer-to-peer only works if we allow everybody to do it, right? We want other people like Hatch, like Todd, like Matt, all these guys to be able to offer their services, but we're going to find some guys that might not be the best fit, right? And the cool part about what we're doing is there's no long-term commitment. It's all instant on demand, one lesson. And if I do it, yeah, I'm out $30 and it sucked, but it's my job to rate him and say, hey, nobody else do this. This guy didn't know anything about golf, right? Go ahead, Jamie.
Kind of piggyback on that. Because he does have that.
Mhm.
Is there a way for a player to get a refund, or we should request the coach to find based on review?
Yeah, I mean, customer service is obviously our top priority, right? I think we're going to have to handle each individual situation as it comes up, and luckily we'll be able to staff appropriately for that. But the idea around refunds, we've talked about this, is that if it's of no fault, we want to keep the money inside the platform. We would credit them and give them whatever the lesson cost is, credit inside Mpruv towards their next lesson. Yeah, absolutely. So the question is that there's 3 different accounts inside Mpruv. There's the player, the student, and the course. And again, what we're trying to do is to drive revenue to the course, right? I mean, our courses are our partners. I mean, this doesn't work if we don't have the course's endorsements. And what we want is to, one, promote the best possible user experience at the course. But if, like Mo had said earlier, if you guys want to promote an event, if you want to post jobs, for instance, Todd, if you guys are hiring for somebody, a platform that could reach thousands of potential individuals that are involved in the game of golf, right? And it's free. So that's the best part about it. It's not like you're paying a subscription charge to do this. It's a place where you can promote yourself, promote the course, get more people to Falcon. When we started talking to Colby in the original, about a year and a half ago, in the original inception phase of this, his biggest thing was like, yeah, I have people come in and ask me for lessons all the time. And he's like, I'm booked out a month and a half. I have to send them to other courses. Like that's not our goal is to keep it here if possible, right? Allow you to keep the money here. And part of it is through that course profile, right? Players wanting, like, I would love to know. I mean, I play here every day at Falcon, but like any other course, if I were going to play another course, I would love to know what the course conditions are. If it's going to be cart path only, when they punch the greens, what the stimp rating, that's information that players that we see in the community would like to know. Yeah, go ahead. As we went through the demo, we have the 3 options: range, play, and virtual. So the way that the play works is that the players, for now, are still responsible for the cost of the tee time. That's why we have a prompt that pops up and says, hey, make sure that you have a tee time with the course, or you reach out to the course directly for tee time. Our phase 2 strategy is to have the tee time integrations done. So that way, if somebody does click play, that it then populates the scheduling for the tee time, that they can then select the tee time from there and then pay the course as a total part of the lesson package. But right now, the cost of the lesson is separate from the cost of the green fee.
Yeah, you can meet at a driving range, you can meet
Yes.
at your house, you can meet wherever you want.
So, no. And we have like indoor courses like X Golf or Top Golf, like all of those, right? And then we have a feature that's coming within the next couple of days, probably before the beta is released, which is quick add venue. So if somebody's like, hey, I built a home simulator in my garage, again, it's the onus of the student to properly vet, view profiles, right? View social content, right? But we want that flexibility, right? Like if somebody does have a simulator in their garage and wants to offer lessons, like why not, right? Yeah. Yeah, Jamie. Yes, you'll be 1099. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yep. So you'll have your whole setup, which is very, very much intuitive, what you're trying to accomplish in the app. And then within the application itself, you saw on the homepage, we have an FAQs. The FAQs directs you to We're actually building videos right now to show you like, hey, if you've never taken a lesson before, here's some recommendations on things that you should talk to your coach about. Hey, if you've never given a lesson before, set some expectations with your client. Here's some tips and tricks and tools. All inside the app. Like any other app, you enable geolocation on it.
You give permission for that, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, our app works on push notifications. So, for instance, if you're a coach, you'll get a push notification anytime there's a bid request. Again, it's up to you to make your money and say, hey, yeah, I want to bid on this lesson. You can click right into it. It'll tell you the date, the time. From a player's perspective, you can get push notifications on responses, on books, anything that you want, all done through push notifications. iOS and Android. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's the $1 million question, right? Like I said, we employed an innovation center from a prominent college to go do this market research study for us, because honestly, when we started to build, so the question for the folks on the phone was, why hasn't it been built before, right? And honestly, it's crazy. Like we think about it, and honestly, it's weird to say, but maybe luck and faith, right? And we just stumbled into an opportunity here that hasn't been done before. We've seen, again, we employed KU to do a full market research. They went out to every single channel available at their disposal for a prominent Division I school and found the only thing that existed was virtual. We have a couple of in-person lesson requesting systems that do exist, but they're nothing on demand. So you have lessons.com. We actually met with 2 of their coaches. They don't ever pay. It's a subscription, $15 a month. Yeah.
So to build something like this, you need people who are passionate about golf. This guy has been playing golf since he was 8 years old. Tyler, the same. Tyler was a champion. Anne was a champion. And, she was a coach too. So the group that got together to build this thing are actually golf fanatics. I know this guy, he wakes up at 5 in the morning and he texts me, how about this idea? Dude, I'm sleeping. Please just, can it wait until 8 in the morning? Just wait 2 hours and then text me. So I know he thinks about, golf a lot. And this is, I think one of the biggest strengths for Mpruv Golf is that, the people are really passionate about it. I can't tell you about other products, but, from my experience, I tried like Skillest and, whatnot. We even tried other products for same concept, but like, dog walking and all that, just to try, how these things work. And really, there was some gap in those products that we tried to fill. Mark, he didn't talk to just one person or 2 person. He went around and he talked to a lot of people. I know him and Tyler have been doing the rounds on golf courses and, getting info and feedback. This is what a company like this needs. Is somebody who is actually willing to put the time, dedication, soul, and money, to build something that's successful. So, this is, from the way I see it from technical point of view, this guy has done phenomenal.
And really, truly, it's the on-demand, right? And it's also the peer-to-peer. That's the thing that sets us apart. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're nationwide. Our plan is to be completely populated throughout the U.S. by mid this year. Mo and the technical team are working on multi-currency strategies to launch this thing overseas within this year, if not first part of next year. This is going to be a global product. Yeah.
I mean, maybe we should mention this too. I mean, we got contacted by people in Europe about the concept, but the different sports. And we're currently, discussing if this is feasible for us right now, or if it's going to take a lot of our time and focus and whatnot. But again, like Mark mentioned, the way we designed the app, it's scalable for different sports. So in a matter of weeks, we can just spin it into, soccer or baseball or basketball or whatever they need. I think, Kansas City is like one of the best places now for something like this.
It's crazy. Try to put us on the map, right?
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Kind of going off of your question, I actually went through a competitive analysis of 4 different companies So I did 18 birdies, me and my golf, V1 Sports, and Skillist. And really what I found with all of them is that they're all doing something similar to what we're trying to do, but none of it is in person. And that's really where, that's where we're lacking is, again, like Mark suggested, camera angles are going to be completely different. Everybody's swing is going to be completely different. Having someone there in person to give you real-time feedback whenever you want, that's going to be, what's going to make this app and this service something very big. And a lot of them, they offer year memberships, and you can't sign up by the month or by the lesson. You have to purchase the whole year.
Yeah, a majority of them are that way. And that goes back to your point that you were making earlier, Dan, is that like traditional packages that exist right now, Todd would have had to commit to you for multiple lessons. Then what happens if it went bad the first time? Then Todd feels cheated, right? And then all of a sudden we're having to, right?
And for you, Todd, if he cancel on it, you just be able to dynamically book another student.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
Away, right?
Yeah. And I was thinking about this just right now when you asked the question. Maybe some of these apps were built during the COVID, peak.
Yeah.
So they were designed, with the thought of mind that COVID is going to take 5-10 years or whatever. So they designed these apps or platforms with that in mind. But COVID ended and everybody now is out and playing golf. I mean, I can't wait until the sun is up. Even now, go out and walk the dog, or, they go play golf or whatnot. So things are different now than 2 years ago. Maybe this is also part of it.
Yep.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good. Hang on. Let me adjust my volume real quick here. There we go. Try now.
Can you hear me now better?
Yeah, looks good. Sounds good, Samir.
So I have two questions. One for the investment that's currently happening. Is it only for the golf app, or does it include the future sports as well?
It includes the future. You're investing in Mpruv Sports. The first product line is just Mpruv Golf.
Okay. And then has this product been tested? I mean, because you said you're going to launch in March. Has all the been tested to like a larger scale to see if there's any twerks that you have to figure out, or what's the story behind that, I guess?
No, the app has been built on a very scalable server. We can increase the capacity of the server on the spot. So, if by chance we right now are capable of, I want to say, hosting 5,000 people, if on the spot something happens and we get double that or triple that, we can just increase the capacity. The reason why we're doing 5,000 right now is it's enough for our current testing, because we have less than 5,000 people already. And, to control the cost a little bit, just to be honest with you. Once we start hitting some certain numbers, the cost actually is an exponential cost. So it might be not feasible for us at this stage.
Yeah, so we only tested at 5,000 users, which we anticipate the projection of the golf show yielding about 4,000.
Okay.
Again, with us being hosted in Google Cloud for our computing right now, and then DigitalOcean. Yep, we have the capacity to bring that to 20, 30, 40, 100,000 by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And we have the sports. That, again, when you talk about the funding, what the original pre-seed round is going to go to is proper staffing, right? Like we can increase server capacity, but we want technical support. I need to bring on individuals that can answer phones, that can respond to emails, customer support, technical support, and that's again where the dollars are going to go.
And then I'm assuming that all that cost has taken into account as far as the investment and the money being brought in. Okay.
100%. And then Hamza's on the phone here too, Samir. If you want, we can share our detailed financial projections and actually walk you through that too. If we want to do a one-off, absolutely.
Mark, is there a minimum investment?
No minimum investment. No. Again, what we're trying to do here is offer people that believe in our passion, that believe in the team, just really a chance, right? I mean, like, God, I wish somebody at Tesla would have came to me in 2011 and said, "Hey, give me $5,000," right? I mean, we all want to be in that position, and I think all of us at this table and on the phone have the confidence to believe that we're going to be there in the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. So what we decided to do with this round is just offer everybody the opportunity. Again, no obligation for anybody, but if we can give back to our community and give back to people here locally that can help, grow Kansas City, that's what we want to do. That's why we're here. All right. Well, I appreciate everything. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to share my email address in the chat right now. I know you all have it already, but feel free to reach out to me directly. There's a QR code. If you haven't gotten it, just send me an email, and I will resend you the form, just additional information, investment opportunity, whatever. I appreciate everybody taking time out of their schedule to hop on to listen to us talk, and for the folks that are here. Thank you, everybody. We're so grateful to have the support that we do. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna kill the Zoom and then I'm gonna go get a drink. So thanks, everybody.